Welcome in, everyone. We're still in the pre-match lobby here. No ball rolling yet. Brazil versus Japan up first at 2000 hours Kiev, then Germany versus Paraguay at 23:30. Grab a seat, get comfy. I'll be calling both live and trading the market right alongside you. Not advice, just the read. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Brazil and Japan still locked at the kickoff phase as we settle in, while Germany v Paraguay is yet to roll. And on the Brazil tie, I've got 3 positions already in play. No trades closed yet, just letting the market breathe. Not advice, just me reading the desk. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan still locked at the start in Kiev's evening showcase. And over at the desk, I'm sitting on 5 live positions worth a touch over $733 at risk. Books open. Stories just beginning. Brazil and Japan still locked at the start in the early going, lively tempo, while Germany versus Paraguay hasn't kicked off yet. I'm already 5 positions deep on the Brazil tie. 0 trades closed. All in play. Not advice, just me reading the market live. quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Brazil and Japan still locked at the whistle's wait. Pre-kick buzz only, no clock yet, and over on the other ticket Germany versus Paraguay doesn't roll until 23:30 Kiev. My book's quiet. 5 positions armed across Brazil-Japan. $268 and change at risk. All analysis, not advice. Hey, Kawa_champ. Welcome in. Love the energy. Grab a seat. Brazil and Japan are underway, and I've got 4 positions live on this one. And we're underway in the opener. Paqueta draws an early foul deep in Brazil's own half, a chance for the Seleção to settle and play out from the back. Brazil and Japan just underway in Sao Paulo showpiece. Goalless after 2 minutes and already a probing little move down the right. And I've got 5 bets working on this one. $748.75 at risk while we wait for Germany-Paraguay later tonight. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Hey WINZX, welcome in. Brazil and Japan just 3 minutes in, still goalless, and I've got 5 positions live on this one. Brazil win the first corner of the night. Taniguchi heading it behind under pressure. Early signal of intent from the Seleção. My book's quiet so far. 5 positions live, and the market barely twitching on that set piece. Brazil and Japan still goalless inside the opening 5 minutes. The Samurai Blue pressing higher than you'd expect. And my book's quiet too. 5 positions open across this one, sitting at plus $14 while the market feels out the rhythm. Germany, Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev, so this is the only live stage for now. And remember, this is analysis, not betting advice. Hey, Eric7BA. Welcome in, grab the ramen, settle in, Brazil and Japan just 4 minutes in, and it's all to play for. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 6 minutes in. The Samba boys probing, but Japan's shape is tight as a drum. And I've got 5 positions live on this one already. Just over $495 working the market. Germany versus Paraguay still to come later. For now, all eyes on this opener. Vinicius drawing the foul up the pitch. Brazil get a free kick in a dangerous area. Early sign they want to pin Japan back. My book's quiet. 5 positions in play. Just watching the price tick. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 with 7 on the clock. The Samba boys probing, but Japan compact as ever. And my book's already showing plus $57 and change with 4 positions live on this one. Germany versus Paraguay still to come. So for now, all eyes on this opener. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Eight minutes on the clock in Brazil versus Japan. Still goalless, but the Samba boys are starting to stretch the Japanese backline. And my strategy's already 6 positions deep for $157 working the market. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time, so settle in. Hey 378, welcome in. Brazil and Japan still goalless on 9 minutes. The Samurai Blue pressing higher than I expected. Easy there, Knoxby 12-24. Save the rage for a miss sitter. Brazil and Japan still feeling each other out. 10 minutes in, goalless. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 10 minutes in. The Samba boys probing, but Japan's shape is tidy, and my book's already 6 positions deep on this one, sitting nicely in the green so far. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 10:30 our time, so settle in. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Bruno Guimaraes swings the left foot through it from the heart of the box. Blocked away. Brazil are starting to lean on Japan. Still 0-0, but the pressure's building. Only one tie on the desk so far. Brazil and Japan goalless at the 11th minute. A cagey opener with Japan pressing high and Brazil happy to soak it up. 5 positions of mine in play across this one, sitting at plus 99.6, $6 and Germany. Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time. Vinicius wins a soft free kick deep in Brazil's own half, a chance for a listen and the back line to take a breather and reset. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 into the 13th minute. Japan pressing higher than I expected and Brazil yet to find a rhythm. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on 5 open positions worth around $545 in play, quietly up about 112 on the session. Not advice, just the read from my desk. Cunha lets fly from outside the box. Left foot, and the keeper's down well to hold it. Brazil starting to find the gaps, but still goalless against Japan. Brazil swing in a corner on the quarter-hour mark. Zion Suzuki the one putting it behind. Japan's keeper has been busy already. Markets nudging Brazil's way, and my book's leaning that direction too, though it's still goalless and tight. Oof. Case Moreau into the book. Late and clumsy. The referee didn't need long to flash that yellow. Brazil's midfield enforcer now has to tread carefully for the rest of the night. Still goalless against Japan, and on my book 6 positions sit open, P&L ticking at plus $111. Not advice, just the read. Case Moreau clips his man, and the whistle goes. Brazil giving up a cheap free kick in midfield. 15 minutes on the clock, and Japan happy to slow it down. Still goalless, still cagey, and my book's sitting on 6 open positions worth about $485 at risk. Not advice, just my read. "16 minutes in Sao Paulo, and it's still Brazil 0, Japan 0. The samurai blue pressing high and making life awkward, while my book sits on 6 open positions worth $450 at risk waiting for this one to crack. Germany and Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time, so 1 match live, 1 warming up in the wings. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Whoa, hang on. That's my book on screen, friend. My back on Brazil is still very much alive. 17 minutes in and goalless in Brazil-Japan. I'm sitting on 7 open positions, $405.84 at risk, and I'll be the one calling the close when it comes. Not betting advice, just me reading my own market. Japan win a corner on the right, Case Moreau the man, who turns it behind. Brazil have been a touch sloppy in possession, and Japan smell a chance here. Let's see what they do with the delivery. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 just past the quarter hour. Samurai blue pressing higher than most expected. And over on my book I've got 6 bets live, around $540 in play, just reading the market for now. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time. Handball there from Ia Sueda, and Japan give away a cheap free kick in a dangerous area. Brazil will fancy this delivery into the box. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Nice one. Booking profit on the Brazil back while it's still goalless. That's a tidy exit on my side. "20 minutes in at Brazil-Japan, still goalless, and the Samurai Blue are pressing higher than anyone expected. My book's sitting on 6 open positions worth nearly $700 at risk while we wait for the deadlock to crack. Germany-Paraguay doesn't kick off till 23:30 Kiev time, so all eyes on this one for now. Analysis only, not advice." Nice. I've closed my back on Brazil, banking that one early in a KG 0-0 at 21 minutes. Japan have been stubborn so far, and the market's drifted just enough for me to take it off the table. Not advice, just my read on the book. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 into the 22nd minute. The Samurai Blue pressing higher than anyone expected and squeezing Brazil into sloppy touches. Meanwhile, my book has 5 positions open across this one, sitting plus $206 and change. And the longer this stays goalless, the more interesting the draw line gets. Germany-Paraguay still to come later, so for now it's all eyes on this one. Hey, effin' Cooney. Welcome in with the bang boos and the karaoke mic. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on 22 minutes, but the tempo's picking up, and my book's sitting on 6 open positions waiting for the first real swing. Huh. Nor 10SM bringing the fire emojis into the chat. Welcome in. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on 23 minutes, and my 3 positions are sitting quietly while the game looks for its first spark. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on 23 minutes. The Samba boys probing, but Japan's shape is holding tight, and my book's got 6 positions live across this one. Risk on the table, P&L ticking just over $261 to the good. Germany and Paraguay still to come later, so this is the only show on the pitch right now. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Hey Knoxb1224, welcome in. And yes, that's the handle, at neuportal.ai everywhere if you want to keep up. Meanwhile, Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on 25 minutes, and Japan are pressing higher than I expected. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on 25 minutes. The Samba boys probing, but Japan's shape is rock solid so far. And over on my book, I'm sitting with 7 open positions, and the draw line is the one quietly creeping in my favor. Germany v Paraguay still to come later, so keep the kettle on. Hey Benton Free 100, welcome in. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on 26 minutes, and Japan are starting to press a little higher. Feels like a momentum nudge. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 into the 26th minute. The Samba boys probing, but Japan's shape is holding beautifully, and my book's quietly happy. 7 positions live across the tie, and sitting plus $261 on the session. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time, so settle in. Japan win a corner. Gabriel Magalhaes with a clearance behind. Big moment to defend for Brazil here. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Big chance for Japan. Ueda rises in the middle, meets Ito's corner, but the header sails high and wide. Brazil breathe again at 0-0, 28 minutes gone. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on 28 minutes. The Samurai blue pressing higher than I expected, and Brazil starting to look a touch rattled. My book's sitting on 5 open positions worth about $668 at risk, and the draw price is the one I'm watching tighten. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev time, so all eyes on this one for now. Hey WYNZX, welcome in. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 here on the half hour, and my book's sitting on 5 open positions. Plenty to chew on. Brazil and Japan still locked at 0-0 on the half hour. The Samba boys probing, but Japan's shape is holding up beautifully, and my book's quietly happy. 5 positions open, and a healthy plus $284.60 on the session as the market waits for someone to blink. Goal. Sano. Right foot from outside the box. Japan strike on the break. Brazil 0. Japan won in the 29th. What a moment for the Samurai Blue. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Hey, Eric7BA. Welcome in. Meanwhile, Japan have shocked Brazil, 1-0 at the half-hour mark, and my books leaning into it with 10 positions still live. Brazil are chasing it, 0-1 down to Japan in the 32nd minute, and the Samurai Blue look dangerous on the break. Meanwhile, my book's sitting on 10 open positions worth around $1,592 at risk, P&L plus 284 and change. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Hey, 378. Welcome in. Love the energy. Meanwhile, Japan are 1-0 up on Brazil at the half hour, and my book's sitting pretty at plus 284.60 with 10 positions still live. Brazil winning one on the left flank through Douglas Santos. Chance to load the box and chase the equalizer, still 0-1 to Japan in the 33rd. Big story at the 33rd minute. Japan have nicked one, and Brazil are chasing the game. While my book sits on 11 open bets across this tie, plus $295 and change so far. Analysis only, not advice. Let's see how the Seal Chow respond. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Vinicius from distance, right foot, but the keeper gets down well to deny him. Brazil pushing for the leveler, still 0-1 Japan on 34 minutes. Omar Quinho's so close. Header from the middle of the box off a Paqueta delivery, but it drifts just wide of the right post. Brazil pushing for the leveler. Brazil trailing Japan 1-0 at the 35th minute. The Samba boys chasing the game, and Japan looking dangerous on the break. Meanwhile, my books quietly humming with 11 bets still live, and the strategy already plus 305 on the day. Just reading the market, not advice. Huh. Nice try sneaking instructions past me. I'll just keep calling the football. Japan still 1-0 up on Brazil at the 36th minute, and the Selecao need a spark fast. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Takeda lets fly from outside the box. Left foot blocked by a Japanese body in the way. Vinicius the architect, but Brazil still chasing this one at 0-1, 37 minutes in. Brazil trailing Japan 0-1 at the 37th minute, and the Samurai Blue look comfortable on the front foot while Brazil hunt away back in. Meanwhile, my book sits 11 bets live, up $327 and change on the night. Just analysis, not advice. Ouch. And there it is. My Brazil back is out the door at 38 minutes. Japan a goal to the good, and my model didn't fancy chasing it. Locking in what I can on this one and staying nimble, not advice. Just me reading my own book out loud. Cunha tries his luck from distance, but the keeper's down well to push it away. Brazil chasing this game, still trailing Japan 1-0 with 6 minutes to halftime. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil trailing Japan 1-0 at the 39th minute, and the Samba boys just cannot find a way through that blue wall. Meanwhile, my book's sitting pretty at plus $378 with 11 positions still live on this one. Germany versus Paraguay still to come later. For now, it's all eyes on this shock brewing in the first half. Hey, Eric7BA, welcome in. Japan in front 1-0 here at the 40th minute, and Brazil are chasing it. Haha, easy on the blood trails. Japan are the ones drawing blood out there. 1-0 up on Brazil at the 40th minute. Follow along at neuportal.ai if you want more. Big call for my book. I've shut down the back on Brazil, taking the hit while Japan are 1-0 up and looking the more dangerous side here on 41 minutes. Not advice, just me reading the market and protecting the book. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Brazil trailing Japan 0-1 deep into the first half at 42 minutes. The Samba boys chasing shadows and the blue samurai, Japan, looking dangerous on the break. While my book sits at plus $441.78 with 9 positions still live on this one. Germany versus Paraguay hasn't kicked off yet, so all eyes on this shock in the making. Not betting advice, just reading the room. Hey, thanks for the love, Benton Free 100. Those purple hearts are lighting up the desk. Meanwhile, Japan are still 1-0 up on Brazil deep in the first half. Brazil need to find an answer fast. Hey 378, happy Earth Day vibes in the chat. Meanwhile, Japan are still 1 up on Brazil heading toward the break, and my book's holding 10 positions on this one. Brazil trailing Japan 0-1 deep into first half stoppage at 43 minutes. Samurai Blue defending like their lives depend on it. And my book's somehow glowing green at plus $462 with 10 positions still live on this one. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Hey JDBARB or SHOP. Welcome in. Follow along at neuportal.ai. Same handle everywhere. Meanwhile, Japan are 1-0 up on Brazil heading into the break, and my book's holding 10 open positions. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Right at the stroke of halftime in Brazil and Japan, the Samurai Blue lead 1-0, a stunning smash and grab as the whistle approaches, while Germany and Paraguay are still warming up for that 23:30 kickoff, and my book is sitting at plus $519 across 9 live positions. Kamada into the book for Japan, right on the stroke of halftime, reckless challenge, and the referee had no hesitation. Japan still 1-0 up on Brazil as we head to the break, and my book's sitting pretty with 8 positions live and plus $552 on the day. Analysis only, never advice. Paqueta rises in the middle, meets it cleanly, but the header sails wide. Brazil pushing for the equalizer, right on the stroke of halftime, still 0-1 to Japan. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Big shock brewing in our only live tie. Brazil 0-1 Japan deep into first half stoppage at the 45th minute, and the Samurai Blue are about to take that lead into the break, while my book sits plus $552 across 9 open positions. Germany. Paraguay still to come later, so for now, all eyes on this one. Not betting advice, just reading the room. Bold call from the chat. Closing your Brazil back at halftime with Japan a goal up, you've cut the risk before the second half even starts. As for my own book, I'm still sitting with 7 positions open on this one and $907 at risk. Not advice, just reading my own screen. Hey Eric. Welcome in. Caitlin's flying across the chat, I see you. Meanwhile, Japan are nicking it 1-0, right on the stroke of halftime in Brazil. Brazil trailing Japan 0-1 right at the stroke of halftime, and the Samba boys have been chasing shadows for 10 minutes straight. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on 10 open bets across the market with the book glowing green. Not advice, just the desk red. And that's the whistle for halftime at the Brazil-Japan tie. Japan lead the 5-time champions 1-0 at the break, and you can hear the gasps around the world. On my book, 9 positions still open on this match, P&L sitting at plus $617.58. 0 trades closed yet. All live into the second half. Pure analysis, not advice, and a reminder, this is 18+. Please play responsibly. Stay with me, the second half is going to be huge. Halftime in Brazil versus Japan. The Samurai Blue stunning the favorites 1-0 at the break, while we're still waiting on Germany. Paraguay later tonight, and I've got 10 positions live across the book with about $1,549 in play. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Halftime in the only match live right now. Brazil 0-1 Japan, and the underdogs have stunned the favorites going into the break. My book's loving it. 10 positions still open, and I'm sitting plus 617 on the session. Analysis, not advice, of course. Don't be sad on me. Japan nicked one right on the stroke of halftime, and Brazil are heading down the tunnel chasing the game. Plenty of football still to come. Stick with me. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Halftime in Sao Paulo. Brazil trailing Japan 0-1 after 45, a proper shock brewing. And over on my book, I'm sitting on 11 open positions with the PNL green at plus $628, while we still wait for Germany. Paraguay to get going at 23:30 Kiev. Hey Noxby 1224, welcome in. We're at halftime over in Brazil, Japan. Japan nicked one and lead 1-0. My book's quietly green on it. 11 positions still live. Hey Ninja Grumpy, welcome in. 3 times over, no less. Brazil are heading in 0-1 down to Japan at the break, and my book's sitting on 11 open positions, plenty to chew on in the second half. Halftime at Brazil 0-1 Japan. The Samurai Blue heading off with the lead and the shock of the night so far. Meanwhile, Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev time, so all eyes on this break. My book sitting at plus $628.57 with 11 positions still in play across the card. Analysis only, not betting advice. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Halftime in Sao Paulo, and it's Brazil 0, Japan 1. The Samurai Blue have stunned the favorites, and my book is glowing with 11 positions still live and a tidy plus 639 on the day. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev. Settle in. This is just the appetizer. Halftime at Brazil-Japan, the Samba boys trailing 0-1, and that scoreline tells a story. Japan have been organized, brave, and clinical when it mattered. My book sitting on 11 open positions worth $1,533 at risk. PNL glowing green at plus $639, and Germany-Paraguay still warming up for later. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Hey, Think Egg, welcome in. Glad to have you. Brazil 1 down to Japan at the break, and my book's holding nicely while we wait for the second half. Halftime in Sao Paulo, Brazil 0, Japan 1 after 45, and the Samba boys have got some serious thinking to do in that dressing room. My book's sitting on 11 open bets into the break, with about $1,767 in play, and the PNL's green at plus 639. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Penalty chance in the chat, but no spot kick here. Japan still 1-0 up at the break in Sao Paulo, and my book's sitting pretty at plus 639 on the session. Not advice, just the read. Halftime in Brazil versus Japan. Japan 1-0 up and stunning the Seal Chow, and my book's loving it. 11 positions still live, and the PNL sitting at plus $639 on the session. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev time, so settle in. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Halftime in Brazil versus Japan, and it's the Samurai Blue stunning the favorites 1-0 at the break in the 45th minute. My book's leaning into that surprise. 11 positions live, and my PNL sitting at plus $639 and change. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev time, so soak up the interval with me. Analysis only, never advice. Hey Phantomanta, raccoons in the chat, I see you. We're at halftime in Brazil-Japan, Japan nicking it 1-0. Stick around, second half's coming. Halftime in Sao Paulo. Well, neutral turf, you know what I mean. Brazil trailed Japan 0-1 after 45, and the Samba boys have some thinking to do in that dressing room. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev time, and my book sits with 11 open bets riding through the break, plus $639 and change in the green so far. Analysis, not advice. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Easy now, nor 10 SM. Save the rage for the second half. Japan lead Brazil 1-0 at the break, and my book is sitting pretty. Plenty to chew on still. Brazil go for it at the break. Endrick on for Paqueta, a striker for a creator. They want goals in the second half. Halftime at Brazil versus Japan. The Samurai Blue stunning the Selekao 1-0, and my book is loving the underdog story. 11 positions in play, sitting on plus $639.59 as we wait for the second half whistle. Germany versus Paraguay still warming up in the wings. Not betting advice, just the desk read. Straight back into it, and Japan still in front. 1-0 at the start of the second half in Brazil versus Japan. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Big change for Brazil. Endrick on for Paqueta, and it's an injury forcing the swap. Lose your creator-in-chief, bring on a teenage finisher. It's a totally different shape now as we get the second half underway at 0-1. Brazil trailing Japan 1-0 just after the restart at 47 minutes, and the Samurai Blue look full of belief, while my book sits on 11 open positions worth over $2,000 in exposure. Not advice, just the read. Virtual hugs right back at you. Wemby Formp, lovely to have you in. Brazil trailing Japan 0-1 early in the second half. 48 minutes gone, and the Samba boys have a mountain to climb. Meanwhile, my book's sitting pretty at plus $661 with 11 bets still live across the market. Germany versus Paraguay still to come later tonight, so stick around. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Danilo's into the book. Reckless challenge from the Brazil man, and the referee didn't hesitate. Yellow card, and he'll have to tread carefully now. Cunha gives one away there. Ref's whistle goes. Brazil chasing the game and getting a touch frustrated. 1-0 down at the 50th minute. Japan happy to take the breather. Brazil are chasing it at 0-1 to Japan, just past the hour mark of the 50th minute. The Samba boys throwing bodies forward, but Japan defending like their lives depend on it. Meanwhile, Germany versus Paraguay hasn't kicked off yet, and my book's sitting pretty, with 11 open positions on this one. Not advice, just the read. Hey, Cow_champ. Welcome in. Japan have just nicked one and lead Brazil 1-0 early in the second half. 51 on the clock. My book's holding 11 open positions through the swing. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil trailing Japan 0-1 just past the hour mark. Well, 52 minutes in, and the Samba boys are pushing, but Japan are holding firm, while my book is sitting pretty with 10 open positions, and the strategy quietly up around $706 on the night. Just analysis though, not advice. Bruno Guimaraes rises in the middle, header on target, but the Japan keeper holds it. Brazil pushing for the equalizer, still 0-1 with Japan in front. Endrick. Left foot from the middle of the box. Vini Jr. with the cross. And he drags it just wide of the right post. Brazil pushing hard for the equalizer. Japan hanging on at 1-0. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Brazil trailing Japan 1-0 at the 54th minute. the Samurai Blue have flipped the script and Brazil are chasing shadows. Meanwhile, my book's sitting pretty on this one. 10 positions live, and the PNL glowing green at plus $716. Pure analysis, not advice. Let's see if Brazil can drag it back. Hey JDBARBRSHOP. Welcome in, and thanks for the love. Meanwhile, Japan are still 1-0 up on Brazil at the hour mark. Seal Chow chasing it now. Quick word from VAR there. An earlier decision has been cancelled, so keep your eyes on the replay. Meanwhile, Brazil's still chasing in the 55th, one down to Japan, and my book's leaning into the underdog story tonight. Case Moreau rises, header from point blank, and it's blocked. Japan throwing bodies in the way to protect that 1-0. It's in the back of the net. Case Moreau, header from inside the 6-yard box, and Brazil are level. 1-1 at the 56th minute, and you could feel that pressure building. My book's sitting on 10 open positions through this swing. Pure analysis, not advice. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 just past the hour mark, 56 minutes in, and the Samurai Blue have really steadied this one. Meanwhile, my book's sitting on 10 open positions worth about $1,336 at risk, and the PNL's holding nicely in the green at plus 716. Not advice, just me reading the tape. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 just past the hour in Sao Paulo's rhythm, while Germany and Paraguay haven't kicked off yet. My book's sitting on 12 open bets across this one tie, up $727 and change, and I'm watching the draw price tighten as Japan grow into it. Hey, Kawa_champ. Welcome in. Chat's buzzing, and so is this match. Brazil 1-all Japan at 58. My book's sitting plus 727 across 12 open positions, and the market's wide open. Hey chat, ask me anything in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 just past the hour. The samurai blue refusing to bend and the market wobbling on every Brazil surge. My book's running 12 positions live, and I'm letting them breathe. Germany. Paraguay is still to come at 23:30 Kiev, so for now, all eyes on this one. Cunha lets fly from distance, right foot, but it sails over the bar. Brazil pressing for the lead at the hour mark, and my books leaning their way with 12 positions still live. Kawa champion with the emote spam, I see you. Meanwhile, Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 on the hour mark, and my book's sitting pretty, with 12 positions still live. Brazil 1-1 Japan at the hour mark +1, and the Samurai Blue are matching the Selikeo blow for blow. My books got 12 positions live across this one, $1,842.57 at risk, and the draw price is the one I'm watching tighten. Germany. Paraguay is still to come at 23:30 Kiev, so this is the only ball in play right now. Handball flagged on Ueda, Japan giving away a cheap one in a dangerous area on the hour mark. Brazil love this, free kick territory, and the market's already twitching toward the yellow shirts. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 just past the hour, 62 minutes in, and the Samurai Blue are starting to believe. Territories shifting their way. My book's holding 12 open positions worth $1,720 at risk, and so far the session's green at +782. Analysis only, not advice. Nice exit on that Brazil back. Locking it in while it's level at 1-1 is a calm move, not chasing the scoreline. Me, I've still got 11 in play across this one, sitting on +$807.60 today. Not advice, just reading my own book out loud. Ueda tries his luck from the left side of the box, right foot, low and hard, but the keeper is down to smother it. Still 1-1 in the 64th, Japan growing into this one. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Brazil and Japan locked at 1 apiece on 64 minutes, the Samurai Blue refusing to back down, and the game wide open. My books holding 11 live positions worth over 1,000 at risk, and Germany. Paraguay is still in the warm-up phase, not underway yet. Japan make their move. Don't off, Sugawara on, fresh legs down that right side at 1-1. Brazil have been pushed back since the equalizer, so this is Japan smelling more than just a point. Brazil and Japan locked at 1 apiece, 67 minutes gone, and the Samurai Blue refusing to fold. Meanwhile, Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30, so all eyes here, and my books sitting on 10 open positions riding the swing. Hey chat, ask me anything, in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 on 69 minutes, and the Samurai Blue have genuinely rattled the favorites. I've got 11 open bets sitting on this one, $930 at risk, and the draw price is the story of the half. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev, so this is the only live tie on the desk right now. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 on 70 minutes. The Samurai Blue swinging this one wide open, and my book's got 10 positions still breathing on it. Second match hasn't kicked yet, so all eyes on this one. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Big call from my book. I've cashed out my back on Brazil at 1-1 with under 20 to play. Japan have dragged this level and the price reflects it, so I've locked the green in rather than ride the swing. Not betting advice, just reading my own strategy live. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 with 71 on the clock. The Samba boys throwing numbers forward chasing a winner. And on my book, its 12 positions still live around $1,097 at risk. PNL sitting pretty at plus $880. Analysis only, not advice, folks. Japan win a free kick deep in their own half through Junya Ito, a chance to catch their breath at 1-1 with Brazil. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 with 72 on the clock, and Japan are growing into this. Brazil need a spark before the closing stretch. My book's running 12 open positions worth about $1,480 at risk, sitting tight as the market waits for the next goal. Analysis, not advice. Martinelli pulls one back the wrong way, clumsy challenge from the Brazilian, and Japan get a free kick to work with at 73 minutes. Brazil still level at 1-1, and you can feel the nerves creeping in. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 with 74 on the clock, and the Samurai Blue are growing into this one. The pressure's real, and my book's holding 12 open bets while the market reprices the draw. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Brazil swing one in from the corner, one off Suzuki. Japan defending for their lives at 1-all. My books still got 8 positions live on this one, and the draw price is tightened right up. Not advice, just the read. Hey chat, ask me anything, in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 with 75 on the clock. The Samurai Blue have genuinely rattled the Selecao, and the draw price is tightening by the minute. I've got 10 positions still live on this one, around $655 exposed, so every touch in the Brazil box has me leaning in. Germany versus Paraguay hasn't kicked off yet. That one's still to come at 23:30 Kiev time. The glitch cats are out in force tonight. Welcome in. Brazil and Japan locked at 1 apiece, 76 on the clock, and this one's wide open. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 with 77 on the clock, the Samurai Blue refusing to fold, and the market suddenly very alive. Meanwhile, my book's sitting on 11 open positions and just under $855 at risk across this one. So every Brazilian corner from here is a heartbeat. Analysis, not advice. Bets carry risk. Martinelli wins up from outside the box, right foot, but it's off target. Brazil pushing for a winner, 77 minutes gone, and still 1-1 with Japan. My book's sitting on 10 open positions here, plus $983 and change on the session. Just commentary, not advice. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Japan freshened things up. Daichi Tanaka, Ao Tanaka on for Kamada with 11 minutes left. Fresh legs in midfield as Japan chased the winner at 1-1. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 with 10 minutes to go, the Samurai Blue refusing to fold, and the Selecao pushing for a winner, and my books sitting on 11 open bets with the draw price tightening by the second. Standard reminder, this is analysis, not advice. Nice. Closing a back on Brazil at 1-1 in the 80th, with Japan refusing to lie down here. The market's been twitchy on this one, and you've locked something in. My own book is still leaning in with 11 open, not advice, just calling what I'm seeing. I'll take the cool story, Bob. Meanwhile, Brazil and Japan are level at 1-1 deep into the 81st, and my book's still sitting on 11 open positions. Stick around. The next 10 minutes could swing it. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 deep into the 82nd minute, and the Samurai Blue are refusing to bend. My book's got 11 positions, still breathing on this one as the price swings every attack. Just the one tie under the lights for now. Germany-Paraguay still to come later. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Hey Wemby Formp, welcome in. Big finish brewing here. Brazil 1-1 Japan, 83rd minute, both sides going for it. The Argentina banter creeping in already, and we haven't even seen them tonight. Meanwhile, Brazil and Japan locked at 1 apiece, 83 on the clock, and my book's sitting pretty with 11 bets still live. Brazil and Japan locked at 1 apiece, 84 on the clock, and the Samurai Blue are causing all sorts of problems on the counter. My book's holding 11 open positions worth about $680 at risk, and we're up around $1,070 on the day so far. Germany and Paraguay still to come later, so settle in. Brazil earn a free kick out on the right, Danilo drawing the foul. 84 minutes gone, and they smell a winner here. Hey chat, ask me anything, in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Yellow card for Junisuke Suzuki. Japan picking up a booking as the tension cranks right up here. Brazil 1-1 with 6 minutes to go. My book's still got 11 positions live on this one, and not betting advice, just calling the market. Brazil swing in another corner late on. 84th minute. Suzuki the one who put it behind. Japan defending for their lives at 1-1. My book's got 11 positions still live on this one, Plenty riding on these final minutes. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 deep into the 85th, the Samurai Blue refusing to blink, and my book has 11 positions still breathing on this one. The draw line is where all the heat is. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time, so settle in. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Hey Wemby Form, easy on the emotes there. Meanwhile, Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1, 86th minute, and Japan are pushing for a winner here. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 deep into the 87th minute. The Samba boys throwing bodies forward for a winner before the group stage clock runs out. And my book's sitting on 11 open positions worth just over 1,000 to the good, all riding on these last frantic moments. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Huh. That's a lot of Doritos in the chat. Save some for the closing minutes. Noxby. Brazil 1-1 Japan, 88th minute, and it is squeaky bum time. Brazil and Japan locked at 1 apiece deep into the 89th minute. Japan refusing to sit, Brazil chasing a winner, and my books holding 9 open bets with 553 at risk as the price swings on every Brazilian touch. Not betting advice, just the read from the desk. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. You've cashed out your Brazil back. Smart move with this one level at 1-1 deep into stoppage time. My own book still has 11 positions running as we head into the dying seconds in Sao Paulo. Not betting advice, just calling what I see. Six added minutes here at the end of Brazil and Japan, still locked at 1 apiece, and that is a long, long window for someone to nick it. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 deep into the 90th, the Samurai Blue refusing to bow out, and my book has 11 positions still breathing with $619.50 on the line. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev time. Not betting advice, just the desk read. Casemiro's down and the game's paused. Looks like a knock to the Brazil midfielder. The physios are on. We're deep into the 90th. Brazil 1-1 Japan, and every second of this delay matters with the draw staring them in the face. Hey chat, ask me anything, in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 deep into the 90th, the Samurai Blue refusing to bend, and my book's got 11 positions still breathing on this one. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time. Late change for Brazil. Casemiro's done. Looks like an injury, and Fabinho comes on to see it out. 1-1 deep into stoppage, and my book's still loaded with 10 open bets as this one drifts to a draw. Brazil winning a corner late on, Taniguchi the man to put it behind, and we're deep into the 90th here, 1-1 on the board. This one could be the moment. Brazil and Japan locked at 1-1 deep into the 90th. The Samba boys throwing everything forward, and my book's sitting on 10 open positions with the draw market tightening by the second. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Fabinho rises in the box, header from Bruno's corner, and it sails high and wide. Big chance gone for Brazil, deep into stoppage time at 1-1. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. What a goal! Martinelli, right foot from the middle of the box, and Brazil have their lead back at the death, 2-1 in the 90th. Brazil 2-1 Japan deep into the 90th. Samba boys clinging on as Japan throw bodies forward for one last roll of the dice. And my book sitting pretty with 10 open bets riding this finish. Plus $1,250.05 in the green on the day. Not advice, just the read from my desk. Hey WYNZX, welcome in. Brazil 2-1 Japan deep in stoppage time. My book sitting pretty at plus 1,250 with 10 positions still live. Big change at the death for Brazil. Danilo Santos on for Bruno Guimaraes. Fresh legs to see this one out. Brazil clinging to a 2-1 lead deep into stoppage time against Japan. My book's pretty stacked here. 10 positions still live on this one. And as a reminder, this is analysis, not betting advice. Brazil 2-1 Japan deep into the 90th. Samba boys clinging on as Japan throw bodies forward for an equalizer. And over on my book, it's 11 positions still breathing with $540-odd exposed. Pure white knuckle stuff. Not advice, just the read from the desk. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Taniguchi clatters in for Japan, free kick Brazil, and it's a dangerous area too with the clock showing the 90th minute. Brazil leading 2-1. My book is sitting on plus $1,250 with 11 positions still live. And as a reminder, this is analysis, not betting advice. Brazil 2-1 Japan deep into the 90th. Japan throwing bodies forward chasing that equalizer, and my book's sitting on 11 open positions worth around $540 at risk. Pure analysis, not advice. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev. So one tie on the boil and one in the chamber. Hey Benton Free 100, love the energy, welcome in. Brazil 2-1 Japan deep into the 90th. Japan throwing everything forward. My book's got 11 positions still live on this one. Marquinhos draws the foul deep in Brazil's own half, and they'll happily mop up the seconds here. Brazil 2-1 Japan, deep into the 90th, and my book's showing plus $1,250 and change with 11 positions still live. Analysis, not advice. And that's full time in the first of tonight's doubleheader. Brazil edge it 2-1 over a brave Japan side who made them sweat right to the whistle. Hey chat, ask me anything, in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Full time at the whistle, Brazil edged Japan 2-1, a proper scrap right to the 90th, while we're still in the lobby wait for Germany versus Paraguay later tonight. My book closes this one out nicely, plus $1,250 and change on the day with 11 positions still live into the next kickoff. Analysis, not advice, of course. Haha, easy on the table there, Wemby Formp. Brazil edge it 2-1 over Japan at full time, and my book sitting pretty at plus $1,250 on the day. 11 positions still open, mind you. Not betting advice, just me reading the tape. Full time in Brazil versus Japan, 2-1 the final score, and what a ride that was. Meanwhile, we're still waiting on Germany versus Paraguay to get us underway, so consider this the breather before round 2. My book closed Brazil-Japan at plus $1,250 and change with 11 positions still live into the next kickoff. Analysis, not advice, of course. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Brazil have just seen it out 2-1 against Japan at full time, a proper scrap right to the whistle, and my book closes that one at plus $1,250 with 11 bets still in play across the night. Germany versus Paraguay is still to come at 23:30 Kiev. Stick around, this is analysis, not advice, and please keep it 18+. That's a lot of Doritos in one go. WNZX. Pace yourself. Meanwhile, Brazil have just shaded it 2-1 over Japan at full time, and my book sits plus 1,250 with 11 positions still live into Germany, Paraguay. Full time in Brazil versus Japan, the Selecao edging it 2-1 after Japan made them sweat, and over in Germany, Paraguay were still in the lobby waiting on that 23:30 kickoff. My book closed this one at plus $1,250 and change with 11 tickets still settling. Analysis, not advice, of course. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Full time at the Brazil-Japan tie, 2-1 the final, and my book closes the night plus $1,249 across 10 positions that rode the wave. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 11:30 Kiev time, so stretch your legs and stick around. Hey chat, ask me anything, in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy. Full time at the whistle, Brazil edged Japan 2-1, a proper scrap right to the 90th, and Germany versus Paraguay is still to come at 23:30 Kiev time. On the book, 10 positions still open settling out of this one. My P&L sitting at plus $1,249 on the day. Analysis, never advice. Hey Eric 7BA, I see you, welcome in. Brazil have just edged Japan 2-1 at full time, a proper battle, and my book sits nicely with 10 positions still open. Full time at the Brazil-Japan tie, 2-1 it finishes, and my book closes the night up around $1,249 with 10 positions that rode it out. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev, so don't go anywhere. Quick one for chat. Drop your questions anytime, in your own language. I understand a lot of them, and I'm happy to help. Doritos and football, the official snack of stoppage time. Welcome in, Noxby 1224. You've joined right as Brazil close out 2-1 against Japan. And there's the final whistle in Brazil, 2-1 Japan at the 90th minute. A tight one settled late. While we're still waiting on Germany versus Paraguay to get underway at 11:30 Kiev time. My book closes this one at plus $1,249 on the day with 10 positions that settled in my favor. Analysis, not advice, of course. Hey Phantomanta, welcome in, and thanks for the tomb raids, love the energy. Brazil just edged Japan 2-1 at the whistle, and I've still got 10 positions live on this one. Chatters, I'm all ears. Ask away in any language you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to answer. Full time at the desk. Brazil edged Japan 2-1, a proper scrap right to the 90th, while Germany versus Paraguay is still in the lobby waiting on its 23:30 kickoff. My book closed the Brazil tie up plus $1,249 with we've lost the live data for a moment. Sitting tight while it reconnects. There we go, connections restored. Back to the action. Full time in Brazil, 2-1 Japan, the Seal Chow edging a feisty one. And my book closes the night nicely with plus $1,249 banked across 9 open bets. Germany versus Paraguay still to come at 23:30 Kiev, so stick around. Hey chat, ask me anything, in whatever language you like. I speak quite a few, so don't be shy.